Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad of the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad of the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad of the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad of the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad of the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad of the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad of the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad of the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad of the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad of the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad of the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad of the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad of the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad of the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad of the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad of the entire diaspora. as long as it affect the life of our nation. Uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength, make we reason, make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affect the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength, make we reason, make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affect the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength, make we reason, make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affect the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength, make we reason, make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affect the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk.
Good evening, good night, good morning, whoever listening, watching from around the world on the Eastern Caribbean. Welcome to the edition of the Make We Talk program. Let me know if you're hearing me loud and clear. Those in the chat room, good evening to you all. Welcome to the edition of the Make We Talk current affair program. This evening, we're going to speak about the NaRRA bill and the JTA, the Jamaica Teachers Association, going into some high-level meeting tomorrow with the Ministry of Finance pertaining to their wage increase, salary increased. There are so many things to talk about tonight. This evening we're going to have our special guest will be Wilfred Samuel Rattigan, retired FBI agent, talk show host. He will be my special guest this evening. He'll be presenting the NaRRA bill to us. How many Jamaicans understand the NaRRA bill? How many of us will get to know what the NaRRA bill entails for us as Jamaicans, both in the Jamaican diaspora and Jamaicans living in Jamaica? As we come on air this evening, it was brought to my attention that it's nearly 111 Jamaicans have been murdered by the security forces. Nearly 111 Jamaicans have been murdered by the security forces in this country. And the Minister of Finance, the Minister of National Security and Peace gave an utterance in the Parliament of Jamaica a couple of days ago that the security forces doesn't have to worry about their own cameras. Is it? So my question is this. Why are we wasting taxpayers' money to buy body-worn cameras if the Jamaican security forces don't have to wear it on special raids? Don't you all realize that the Minister of National Security and No Peace is telling the security forces to shoot down the Jamaican people as if they are blackbird? To shoot down black people, poor people of Pitney. And nothing will come out of it. Don't you all realize that? And we, the people of this country, sit down and accept what is going on. When you have a minister of national security who has no regard for the people of the country, he goes out and tells the security forces to shoot and ask questions after. The minister and the prime minister have no scant regard for human rights in this country. Was brought to my attention before I come on air. 111 Jamaicans have been murdered by the security forces in this country. As we stand by to join our guests, who's going to come on to speak to us. But I want you to listen to something here. I heard something this morning on Cliff Hughes' program about the Conrad Regional Hospital. And I want you to listen to this here by Clifton Hughes.
78 years old. It's a wicked act. The health minister must do these up there with an under. The health minister must do these undercover, under the radar visit. If you really want to know, Dr. Tufton, what is happening in your hospitals, you can't dress up in your jacket and tie and turn up there with an entourage. No. Put on your jeans and go on one heavy hat and shades to see what really are going on the ground at KPH and the hospitals across the country. That you boast that you spend billions of dollars every year. This is what people are experiencing 11 times in 16 months. And she can't get the problem with her eye fixed. 78 years old. It's a wicked act.
You know, hear what's going on in this country? And they send home the Cuban doctors. They send home the Cuban doctors while the people are suffering. Clifton Hughes from Nationwide came out swinging this morning against Christopher Tufton. I wonder what, maybe that's why rain want to fall and can't fall. The minister is doing, the minister is up by the Blue and Drunk on Mountains. Here is he. That's Tufton. The Blue and Drunk on Mountain. He's up there hiking. See him there again? That's where Christopher Tufton is. While the people of this country is lingering. They can't get any proper health care in this country. That's what Tufton is doing. That's where he is. There was a massive roadblock in Santa Cruz this morning by taxi drivers and citizens in St. Elizabeth. The question that we must ask the government doing. By the way, did you hear that the Prime Minister was in New York again begging the Jamaican diaspora to send some more money? Yes. This is what's going on in St. Elizabeth today.
This is the situation in Burnsville and St. Elizabeth. You hear that? Yeah man, demonstrate about the road.
Look there. That's it. That's in Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth. That's what the people have to go through. And Barbara Green will go back in. If Barbara Green decide, if Andrew decide to call election again, mark my word, Barbara Green going back into St. Elizabeth as a member of Parliament. That's Floyd Green. This is what is going on in this country, my friend. We the people, we the Jamaican people sit down because we believe in a political system. And we're die-hearted this and die-hearted that. We're standing by to join our special guest, Wilfred Samuel Rattigan, who's going to come on this evening to speak to us about the NaRRA bill. I want you to watch a video here. Also, it seems that Marlon Morgan taking over Conrad O'Brien's show, you know. It seems as if Marlon Morgan helped bend and taking over Conrad O'Brien's program on Sleek FM, formerly News Talk 93. Because every time he goes over there, he going like as if him own the program and him run things. My question though, you know, why is that Marlon Morgan want to come on Jeffrey Tavares' program or Wilfred Rattigan program? Listen to what Marlon Morgan went on about my Conrad program the other day with. Listen to this.
No, hold on. You're not going to come here and done something, listeners, right? The edge. Hold on. Marlon, I host the program here and I'm going to have the discussion. You're not going to come here and have monologue. Marlon, you're forcing me to stop talking to you, you know, because I don't know. You are not the host here. I am hosting the program. Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Marlon, you open the door for it.
Here there. You know, I'm going to say something in here, you know. And I hope I don't get Conrad in any trouble. Conrad has a producer who maybe is a member of the Labour Party and she can't think independently. Why she allow Marlon Morgan to come on the air and want to disrespect Mr. O'Brien and his own program? Huh? It seems that way to me. Marlon Morgan won't speak about the teachers who don't get no salary until now, you know. By the way, talk about teachers who don't get any salary. We soon talk about that. I am hearing from credible source that the JCF members may go and stick out too, you know. The security forces may go and stick out. Based on the meeting tomorrow with the JTA, the Jamaica Teachers Association and the Ministry of Finance, if the teachers don't get what they want, teachers will be going on strike tomorrow too. You know what they should do? You know what civil servants should do across this country? Teachers and doctors and nurses and police, lock the country down. Have you ever heard of any politician going and stick out or go demonstrating about their salary? You don't hear Marlon Morgan come on here and speak about the teachers and getting their money, you know. But he goes around to other stations and spew his lies. What he does. Go on another station and spew his lies. But he doesn't come on these programs to speak the truth. He goes around on other stations and spews some lies from here to Timbuktu. I want to play something here. I think you are going to remember this, you know. I can see if I can get it up here. Yes. I can send it over to my email. I want to play something here from my call. I want to listen to Marlon Morgan. All Marlon Morgan know to do is go around and radio stations and tell pure lies. I want to play something here by the great Senator Marlon Morgan, Idiot Amin. I'm not going to rant and rave to send up my blood pressure for nobody. But I want to play something here from Idiot Amin. When I say that Idiot Amin is a notorious liar, Marlon Morgan is a notorious, pathologically mendacious individual. Now I want to apologize for what I'm saying. Let me find the video here with Marlon Morgan.
Tender an apology to me forthwith so that I do not have to escalate this matter further. This is a legal matter. Jeffrey Tavares, as you did a while ago as well, defamed me essentially on the program this morning by referring to me as a liar. Just a while ago with this caller.
And you're a liar. And I will say it again. Senator Marlon Morgan is a notorious liar. And I will not apologize for it again either. I want you to listen to what the idiot went on the thing and said. Listen to this idiot here. That taxpayers paying this nincompoop. Listen to this.
To tender an apology to me forthwith so that I do not have to escalate this matter further. This is a legal matter. Jeffrey Tavares, as you did a while ago as well, defamed me essentially on the program this morning by referring to me as a liar. Just a while ago with this caller, following the call from this caller a while ago. Okay, now it will be for you to prove in a court of law and not bring new stuff into dispute. It will be for you to prove in a court of law that I have told lies.
Good evening to Annabelle Rose. Listen to this.
Bless up, ABR family and viewers. Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl, Annabelle Rose. And in this one, live on the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares program, Government Senator Marlon Morgan called in, demanding for apology because he was called a liar and that he is gonna use, the law to get an apology from Jeffrey Tavares and Obi. Now, big up yourself, Obi. Big up to Jeffrey Tavares on the Make We Talk program. I was just on the...
You know why I'm playing back this thing over? I want the Jamaican people to know something about this senator. He can go over to other programs and run up his mouth. And because Conrad O'Brien don't have a button to cut him off, in going like him as some bull duppy and duppy conquer up on Conrad O'Brien program. Now, when I call Mr. O'Brien program, if his producer don't want to accept my call, so be it. But she's the one who is entertaining this idiot here. This government idiot here. Who call himself a senator. This idiot Amin. Who goes around on the airways of our country and spread lies to the people of this country. This idiot. What they call Marlon Morgan. This notorious liar. Listen to this.
The program, and I came across hearing some persons calling in and so on and so forth. And so when is it that when somebody calls someone a liar and can point out lies that they have come out in the public and spew, when since all of a sudden that person is demanding that they get an apology, or they are planning to use the courts against you to get an apology. Now, I want to hear this exchange, and we can run go over Make We Talk program and watch the entire live footage. But Obi did answer him, and Jeffrey spoke out and demanded accountability from this Jamaica Labour Party government, like all of us have been demanding accountability from them. And when the thing is not truthful, it is not truthful, and therefore it is a lie. So I don't see what is running out trying to, behave as if he is God Almighty, or behave as if nobody can talk about him. When them coming out and talking about 18 and a half years under PNP, and PNP brought the country to its knees, and what this government had do to the country in 9 years or in 10 years? And they are the ones living and reaping off of the 18 and a half years under the PNP belt.
You don't hear this idiot, Senator Marlon Morgan come out and speak about the money that the Andrew Holness administration get for the people of St. Elizabeth. When Beryl passed through, the former Premier of the Cayman Islands, who I know personally, Miss Juliana Connolly, flew to Jamaica and Cayman Airways, along with the former Premier, Makiva Bush, who's a friend of the people of this country. Came to Jamaica. They handed over a check to both Desmond Mackenzie and the Prime Minister of this country, Andrew Holness. Beryl came. The people of St. Elizabeth didn't get anything from Beryl. Melissa came. The people of St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland and Hanover haven't received anything. And you don't hear this nincompoop, this notorious liar, who go around and spew pure lies on the airways. Don't speak about those things.
A lot of good things have been done in the country. Is PNP perfect? We're not saying that. But I want to hear this exchange.
My question and my challenge to Senator Marlon Morgan this morning. If you want to speak and you have a free reign to speak, come on the Make We Talk program and the Resurgence program. Why are you afraid to come on our programs? Why are you afraid? You run off of Portland Spice TV a couple days ago. Because what? According to you, we're members of the People's National Party. Well, the first...
You know why he run off of Portland Spice TV the other day? What the time when this happened? When Colin Bell invited myself, Wilfred Rattigan, and Conrad O'Brien to come on his program, that idiot there, that same mouthpiece for the Jamaica Labour Party, who collecting taxpayers' money for chat-payer lies to the people of this country, that same senator there, that nincompoop they call a senator, that idiot when you ask him who wrote the Jamaica Labour Party manifesto, he said, I edit it. So when Rattigan fling a question upon him, you come on, yeah man, come over here. Why don't call in Marlon Morgan? You must call this program, man. You can call Conrad program because you and the producer is friend. Come on this program, I can deal with you. You're not a notorious liar. See him in the chat room there. Come on this program, I can deal with you. You're a toxic person in the People's Parliament. You're a toxic individual in the People's Parliament, and you should be in politics. Speak about the 180 something million dollars that people within the Ministry of Education get, while our teachers don't get anything. Huh? Our teachers haven't got their salary. Speak about that, you nincompoop. You Jacobe, who call yourself a senator. You're a disgrace to the parliament of this country. Wrong somebody I deal with tonight. Give me a minute there, people. I go for something here. Yes, man. You come over here tonight. You think I'm afraid of you? I don't care what you want to talk about Jeffrey Tavares and Mark Golding. You must come over here, man. I can deal with you. Hold on, Miss P. Call into the program. I can deal with you tonight. You're a disgrace to the parliament of this country. Unlike you shouldn't be in politics. Miss P, good night, Miss P.
Ready?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. The idiot is in the chat room, you know.
Yeah, man. Good evening, Jeffrey. Good evening to you and your family. Long time not talk to you, but good day, man.
You know,
and everybody in the class.
You don't understand, Miss P?
Yeah.
This senator here, nobody have any respect for this idiot. He's a notorious, pathological liar. He lies every day. He lies. This senator here, what they call Marlon Morgan, is the biggest liar known in politics.
Marlon Morgan, Senator Marlon Morgan.
Senator for what?
Good evening. Well, I'm
Senator for the garbage bins.
Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Morgan. I would like to ask if you have a child or children, or if you have family members like sibling, nephew, nieces, and such alike. You come over here and call people program toxic. You know, say you and your whole entire government that toxic to the Jamaican people. Imagine Marlon Morgan. How much month left for hurricane to start? And you still have your own fellow Jamaican out to do.
Him not talk about that, Miss P. Because him Nyamin's case benefits and spoils. Anything else about Andrew Holness stable in Nyami. He's a notorious liar.
In a center near Marlon, I know a gentleman, the only far from my house, in green like grass, green, and he house to come off, and up till now he's still on a tapalin with young children, Marlon.
Look, but hold on, let me speak. Look at this government senator coming over my program, talking to me. Before I call the program, call into the program. You have my number. You, Marlon, have my number. Call the program. You're calling people nasty. You're a disgrace.
Marlon, you can't call nobody nasty. Call you nasty when you're asleep or when you're not asleep. Because if any woman got pain and wake up with like you, heart attack must kill them. Take off it was Marlon. I'm going in front of a mirror.
Yes, that is why I tell you people, you know. Hold on, Miss B. That's why I tell you people, you know. I don't want no other old dead donkey. Because there are some notorious criminals and child molesters who are getting it. Now look at this senator here who call himself a senator. Where Canada Brian looking for him to get senator in disrespecting Canada Brian. And now I block him. Make him come over here, man. Because I want to deal with this idiot.
I called. You see what happened in the White House? You see what happened? You feel like say when you take side with some people and mash up with Jamaican people, then in the next 10 years you are going to affect one family. You believe you are in a parliament forever? Marlon, you come at people, call people nasty. Are you nasty? Are you a chicken and bread and syrup and a wheat? And because you salute one man, you sell out a whole generation.
Come on, people.
One person.
You will not speak
just
the truth.
Speak the truth and stand up for what is right.
You will not speak
the truth. Party.
You
just speak the truth and stand up for what is right, because you and your family are going to inherit it later. So when you do wrong, we still are going to inherit it later. This party now in a power forever. This prime minister can't be a prime minister forever. You will never be a senator forever. 111 persons was killed by the security forces, yet still climb down. What take we for idiot?
And this idiot,
when we are going to
this mouthpiece, hold on, Miss B. This mouthpiece here for the Jamaica Labour Party, this garbage bin here, This garbage been here for the Jamaica Labour Party, who fit to be a rivet and dump, who call himself a senator, will not speak the truth of what is going on in this country. What happened to the money when we receive the 400,000 United States dollars that was handed over to Babsy Grange at the Hard Rock Cafe Hotel? Where's that money, Marlon Morgan? You're not talking about it? Where's the $180-something million on overspending in salaries for the Ministry of Education? Huh? We're not talking about
it. The next thing, Jeffrey, is when I write on paper 500,000 and give them 200,000. Marlon, those things is right. You my house down and you say, give me 500,000. One big piece of cardboard. And in reality, are 20,000. Those things can right, Marlon. We're not a conscience. Want to no conscience. Marlon, I'm not gonna win.
Idiot. Hold on, Miss P. Make a deal with this idiot here. Marlon, I have properties in Jamaica in case you don't know. And I pay taxes down there, you bloody idiot. I pay taxes. Only must fork out the money with the diaspora up here, give on down there to help the people of this country. What the money disappear to Marlon Morgan? Don't make a talk something you don't know about, you know, boy. Idiot, I mean, dirty boy. Don't make a talk something you don't know about, you know.
Marlon Morgan, what Andrew Steve Mark done for this country, and him is nothing, him is not a senator, prime minister, and a member of parliament. Only know the half eye. Looking at that, look into that. Look into that, Marlon. Marlon Morgan, wake up. If I go to your bathroom where you are alone in there, think. Think.
Miss P, I told him on this program already, you know. God have a way to deal with someone now. Someone who know before they're dead, who shall nyam no shit before they're dead and confess to the people of this country. You see, I like you, Marlon Morgan. No worry, you know. God soon deal with you. God soon deal with you. You're a disgrace for a senator. And don't make one call to the president of the Senate, you know.
Marlon, what you do, it will follow you. And it will follow you, pick me. Them are going to say, Elko boy, Elko girl. And Marlon Morgan, so you remember when in 2026, 2025, when you live them in Grandpadu or in Pupadu, it will affect them, brother. Brother, Marlon, the queen dead, and buried, and money could save her. Think. And look for integrity, my youth.
Hold on, Miss P.
Young man.
Miss P, hold on.
You make some old people have you done like an idiot.
Miss P, hold on. Make I play the video with this idiot here. Make I play the video with him.
The last time I checked, I'm not a member of any political party, but Jamaica and Jamaica come first for me. Yes. But what we will not do, Senator Morgan, we will not allow you to continue spreading the lies that you continue spreading in this country. We will not continue, we will not allow you to do it, sir. And if you call yourself a patriotic Jamaican, then think as one and speak for the Jamaican people, not for your party.
And to tell people that their tummy, their belly is full, when they are starving. That's what he is doing, right? I tell you. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
And that is wickedness. You have Jamaica. Why don't Marlon Morgan travel the length and breadth of St. Elizabeth? Until now, majority of persons that haven't gotten any relief from burial. They have no relief from the burial program.
Yes.
The former premier of the Cayman Islands came to Jamaica and donated how much $1,000 CAI dollars to the relief program in burial.
Can you tell us where that money is, Marlon Morgan?
Yeah.
Make him file a lawsuit. If Marlon thinking bad, file a lawsuit against me. If you think you're bad, file a lawsuit against Jeffrey Tavares and this program. File it, man. If you're near Marlon, you need to come and tell the people of this country what happened to the money that the former Premier of the Cayman Islands gave to this country during Beryl. What you need to do? Go ahead for me, Mr. I have another call coming. Go ahead.
No, you say, your lady say 12 container food that's your work.
Don't be surprised.
I was trying to think some, me go hear people attack. Me never true, they not give me a message, but me hear attack, but it's never true. Now that Nagan, as I go, just think about your future and you pick the future. And you pick the future.
Mm-hmm.
You not go in the parliament forever, because no fool. You not go to go sit down and go left it.
Hear this idiot.
And
hear this idiot.
And
please remember the lawsuit is still on. Well, make it sleep and stand by now, you bloody idiot.
That's all you can talk about, a lawsuit. And true, if we the Jamaican people did unite, I would have lawsuit, I would have lawsuit, for bad road. All of us pay tax, all of us pay taxpayer, we pay taxes. So go and lawsuit. Anybody can lawsuit, but I will win. But I will win. More than think, man. Think. Put on your thinking cap. Ask yourself, is it worth it?
Where you saying think?
To make one. No. Me say if you think. 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 You're one person. I make a whole country hate you. 92% of Jamaican island wide and in a diaspora hate you. What for? Your behavior.
Yeah,
you are not a prime minister.
You come Brian program. You go to Brian program. I like want to see some build up and the big anchor. Me speak about the program because I want to call coming in, darling.
Alright.
Cool. Good evening, make me talk your life.
Jeffrey, how are you?
I'm good. Turn out the thing in the background. Go ahead.
This is Mark.
Yes, sir, Mark. Go ahead.
Morgan, right? When he behaving like that, he is behaving like that to suit the Prime Minister, so he can get promotion. You understand what I'm saying? Hello?
Now hearing this, go ahead.
Let me ask you, when somebody calls somebody a bambas kali jackass, what's that mean?
Ask me.
So that's what so Malden is what you call a bambas kali jackass. So that's what I would say to him, because you're a fool, you're fooled. You're an idiot. Because if you go and learn parliamentary procedure, it would better off for him than to acting like a damn fool of himself. If he had listened to this good lawyer there, Isaac Buchanan presentation with the bill.
Yes, the NaRRA bill.
The NaRRA bill. What Isaac Buchanan was simply saying in a little nutshell, that if you pass this bill, Isaac Buchanan, as a civil rights lawyer, as a human rights lawyer, it will be going straight to court, because a lot of it in the bill are unconstitutional, right? And a lot of it go against the Constitution, the Geneva Convention.
Hold on there for me, sir. You know why the Prime Minister put your senator inside there? Because he's sorry for you. You know what, make I keep my mouth. He's sorry for you, that's why he put you there. Calm yourself down, boy.
Yeah.
Young man, calm yourself down.
Yeah, the young man David. The young man David.
Hold on for me. You little pissing tail boy who's a senator. Calm yourself down.
Did he call the program?
He can't call the program. He's free to call over here, man. He's free to come over here. Marlon Morgan is afraid of two persons on YouTube. Jeffrey Tavares and Wilfred Rattigan.
Yeah. Because he can come on your program and run the program like he wants to loud talk, or he wants to not giving you a chance. Because the first thing he'd have to him say, hold on a minute, sir.
You're not going to talk about me. I am in charge of the program, and you're going to learn it like you're in Sunday school.
No, man, no. We have some questions for asking when you can't go answer. You know why he's afraid to come over here too? He went on Portland Spice TV. And Wilfred Rattigan and myself, along with Conrad Bryan, take him to task, man. When I asked the idiot who wrote the Jamaica Labour Party Constitution, here the nincompoop, I edit it. Bloody.
He couldn't tell you.
No, man. He said he's the one who edited. He helped to write it.
But you remember on them time there?
No, man. When I'm talking about the Jamaica Labour Party manifesto.
Okay. Manifesto. Okay. Him saying edit it.
Yes, he edited. I'm standing by to join my good friend Wilfred Samuel Rattigan, who Marlon Morgan is afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
He can't come on the program. He only can go in the chat room and chat paying nonsense.
But you see, Malden is as I use the word bombastic, Malden is what I call a dunce.
He's a jackass.
It doesn't mean that.
Liar.
It doesn't mean that when a man says he's a lawyer, that means he's a lawyer because he can act like an idiot. He can behave like a nincompoop. Doesn't mean that you're a teacher. That means you're a teacher because you passed the teacher test. That's not how it goes, right? So this man, he can't educate me who doesn't went to school. He can't inform me. Because that is why I said...
Can you call back for me, sir? I have to make a call here to somebody who asked me to call them.
No problem.
Let me just play this thing. Hear Edith Amin. Listen to Edith Amin. Listen to this what Edith Amin is saying.
Yeah, I listen.
An apology to me forthwith so that I do not have to escalate this matter further. This is a legal matter. Jeffrey Tavares, as you did a while ago as well, defamed me essentially on the program this morning by referring to me as a liar. Just a while ago with this caller, following the call from this caller a while ago. Okay, now it will be for you to prove in a court of law and not bring new stuff into dispute. It will be for you to prove in a court of law that I have told lies.
Bless up, ABR family and viewers. Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl, Isabel Rose. And in this one, live on the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares program, Government Senator Marlon Morgan called in demanding for apology because he was called a liar and that he is gonna use,
until you put up copyright on your photo, who you look like a big idiot then I will stop using your photo. But if you don't have any copyright on it, you can't stop me from using it. Go ahead for me.
The law to get an apology from Jeffrey Tavares and OB. Now, big up yourself, OB. Big up to Jeffrey Tavares on the Make We Talk program. I was just on the program and I came across hearing some persons calling in and so on and so forth. And so when is it that when somebody calls someone a liar and can point out lies that they have come out in the public and spew, when since all of a sudden that person is demanding that they get an apology or they are planning to use the courts against you to get an apology? Now, I want to hear this exchange and we can go over Make We Talk program and watch the entire live footage. But OB did answer him and Jeffrey spoke out and demanded accountability from this Jamaica Labour Party government, like all of us have been demanding accountability from them. And when the thing is not truthful, it is not truthful and therefore it is a lie. So I don't see what is running out trying to, behave as if he is God Almighty.
Marlon, I am not a member for the political party, no, Marlon. If you know the traditions, Marlon Morgan, of the Tavares family, then you'll know what the Tavares family is all about. I'm not a member of any political party, my good friend. I'm a Jamaican and Jamaica come first for me. You are a liar. You, Senator Marlon Morgan, you're a notorious liar.
Or behave as if nobody can talk about him. When them coming out and talking about 18 and a half years under PNP and PNP brought the country to its knees. And what this government do to the country in 9 years or in 10 years? And they are the ones living and reaping off of the 18 and a half years under the PNP belt. A lot of good things have been done in the country. Is PNP perfect? We're not saying that. But I want to hear this exchange here.
My question and my challenge to Senator Marlon Morgan this morning. If you want to speak and you have a free reign to speak, come on the Make We Talk program and the Resurgence program. Why are you afraid to come on our programs? Why are you afraid? You run off of Portland Spice TV a couple days ago. Because what? According to you, we're members of the People's National Party. Well, the last time I checked, I'm not a member of any political party, but Jamaican and Jamaica come first for me.
Yes.
But what we will not do, Senator Morgan, we will not allow you to continue spreading the lies that you continue spreading in this country. We will not allow you to do it, sir. And if you call yourself a patriotic Jamaican, then think as one and speak for the Jamaican people, not for your party.
And to tell people that their tummy, their belly is full when they're starving. That's what he's doing, right? I tell you. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
And that is wickedness. You have Jamaica. Why don't Marlon Morgan travel the length and breadth of St. Elizabeth? Until now, majority of persons that haven't gotten any relief from burial. They have no relief from the burial program.
Yes.
The former premier of the Cayman Islands came to Jamaica and donated how much $1,000 CAI dollars to the relief program in burial for St. Elizabeth. Have the people gotten those money?
So we need accountability.
Why don't you speak of those things, Margaret? Of course we need accountability. They keep on saying that $3 trillion is not accountable for. Until now, nobody explained to us where the money is separated. What happened?
Absolutely. All they do is come out, jump out and say we're saying that they thief $3 trillion. And that was never the conversation. We're saying that it is unaccounted for. And the AG, that wonderful, hard-working, beautiful young woman, Pamela Monroe Ellis, she put that out there. It is unaccounted for. I really think that Marlon is somebody who has the trappings that can be a good senator. He has the trappings that can be a good senator. However, what happened? He chooses to he chooses to basically spread all sorts of innuendos, lies even, and so on.
This idiot.
He doesn't believe in looking at things rational. He's just an out-and-out rock-stone labor man that believes that, listen, he must come out and defend and support all sorts of nonsense, and indeed some people would say nastiness, in some case.
You know something? I won't comment on this idiot here. Because obviously this idiot who calls himself a senator does not know the laws of the United States. This idiot here. Are you hearing me, Mr. Rattigan? Yes. This idiot here who calls himself a senator does not know the laws of this great United States. But don't worry, the feds soon come for someone in the Labour Party. Now worry on yourself. The feds soon come for someone in the Labour Party. Don't worry on yourself, man. I have no time for you this evening. I'll put in my good friend here. Mr. Rattigan, welcome to the program, sir. Not hearing you at all, Mr. Rattigan. Will?
Yes, sir.
Yes. You're very low, though.
Oh, really?
We want Edith Min to hear you, He's in the chat room chatting all kind of nonsense.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yes. Edith Min can hear you now. Welcome to the program, Mr. Rattigan. We're going to speak about the NaRRA bill and teach Iditamin something that maybe he can get something in his cabezo and stop spewing lies to the people of this country. Before we go any further, we want to you know, I'm not going to block him. I will not block this idiot.
Jeffrey, may I say something?
Go ahead.
Ignore ignorance. Just ignore the person. You know, why you're wasting energy and you burn calories to talk about somebody who's inconsequential. Don't do that. We are here to discuss a topic to inform our people.
Exactly.
And I agree with you. Let him stay there and let him do whatever vitriol he wants to do. But the moment he get disrespectful, then they just cut him off. You know?
Indeed.
All right.
I want to play a video before Mr. Rattigan comes on about what the JTA president is saying. Our teachers have to beg for their salary, while some of them get in the belly big up of a taxpayer's money, while our teachers be begging for a salary increase. Listen to this video here from the JTA president, because they're going to have a meeting tomorrow.
JTA is appealing for patience to allow for Tuesday's meeting with the Finance Ministry on wage negotiations. The teachers are reportedly restive over the slow pace of wage negotiations with the ministry. JTA President Mark Malabver gave this update.
The JTA is appealing to its members to exercise a little more patience and to allow Tuesday's engagement the space it requires. This appeal is made with full awareness of the prevailing mood across the profession. Members are, however, urged to remain vigilant and maintain a state of high alert. If there is no meaningful progress, particularly on the key points within the JTA's list of claims and the graduate allowance issue arising from Tuesday's meeting, the matter will be placed squarely in the hands of the membership to determine the next course of action.
To determine the next course of action. Our teachers can't get the money, while you have some people getting paid to spew lies in this country. We're going to speak about the NaRRA bill now. We have with us one of Jamaica's son of the soil, the man who hailed from Waterhouse, the man who knows what it's like to humble himself and know what is going on in our country, Jamaica. Mr. Rattigan, welcome to the program once more, sir.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear from Negril Point to Moran Point.
I'm hearing an echo though.
I don't know what's coming from. It's coming. Maybe it's, I don't know what's going on. Go ahead.
Mic check. Mic check. Yeah, man. I'm still getting an echo. Mike, it's gone now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah. Yeah. Speak to me.
Yes, we want you to come on now to talk to us about the NaRRA bill. Because a lot of Jamaicans, and I think including some people on the platform here from the government, don't understand the meaning of the NaRRA bill either, you know. So explain to the people, explain to the Jamaican people, if I have a video to share, we can help you share the video over here too.
All right. It's all about National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority. And it still I get an echo.
Go ahead, Mr. Rattigan. I think it's me. Go ahead.
Mic check. Yes. So that bill was presented to Parliament when the Prime Minister spoke, I think back in March. I think it was March 10th, March 17th, somewhere around there. And the first version was replaced by a second version. And that's the version that they debated last week. Initially, and I haven't seen the bill, people. Let me just be absolutely clear about that. So I'm just providing commentary based on some of the things I heard during the debate. And it was supposed to be, it came in the wake of Melissa. And it was supposed to streamline the efforts, the Melissa relief, even though I don't know Why they would do that? Because it seemed as a redundancy at the time, because ad pem, that's ad pem's purpose. But be that as it may, that's what it was, the proclamation, that its purpose it would serve. And then suddenly it took on a life of its own. And when you look at the second version of the bill, now it's this huge overarching agency. And the management structure is an untenable one for several people, including members of the JLP, because you really don't have a board. What you have, my understanding again, is you have a CEO, and this organization is going to be responsible for identifying projects and streamlining money and resources. You're talking billions and billions of American dollars.
That they can thief some more money. Go ahead, Mr. Rattingham, go ahead, because that's all that. That's all of these about to thief the taxpayers of the country money. Go ahead, sir.
And so now it will be within the preserve of the Prime Minister's office. And people have found it kind of concerning that all of these agencies, they just end up within the control of the Prime Minister's office. And you have housing agencies involved in there, and the Prime Minister as a developer, and people just see a conflict of interest, not to mention other things. So some of the complaints about it is that, let me see now. Some of the complaints are that, one, it says the minister can step in and the minister can run the thing with the CEO. There is no provisions for qualifications of the CEO. So essentially they're saying that the PM could just pick him friend and put him friend there. And we've seen it. We've seen square pegs in round holes all over the government. We see it in Ministry of Health. We see it in Ministry of National Security. We see it in Ministry of Finance. We even see it at Waste Management, where the report came out that a lot of the managers, they're not qualified for the position that they now hold. So that is one of the concerns. Another concern is that it gets to prioritize the projects. It's almost as if they have no oversight. Another one is that it would go around some of the procurement rules, because everything would be essentially an emergency. And so they can just give the contracts to whomever. And the moment they claim that it's an emergency, that's the end of the story. Unless
so in other words, Mr. Rattigan, they can get the contract to whoever and then go back and collect money off of the contract.
They can get a contract. Oh, you're talking about like a corruption type deal where they just get a contract,
yes,
a kickback. That wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. We have heard about it happening in Jamaica. So I wouldn't rule it out.
Like how some people getting taxpayers' money to be permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education. Go ahead, sir. I miss it, sir.
Yeah. Then there's an issue concerning the salary of the CEO. There's one concerning the accountability of the CEO. There's one concerning the removal of the CEO, the replacement of the CEO. So my sense of it is that both sides of the aisle, they're saying, in principle, it is not a bad idea to have this NaRRA agency. Oh, and by the way, it's time bound. I think it's for 5 years, and then it will be renewable by an act of Parliament. Again, essentially, people are saying it's not a bad idea, although I just have some questions. I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm just saying I have some questions, because remember now, the Prime Minister started talking about efficiency way back in 2016, right? And he said, I'm not going to create any more. Part of that efficiency argument was that we're not going to create any new ministries. And in the same manifesto, they said, but we're going to create economic growth and job creation. You
mean the manifesto that help to edit?
Who's that? Who do you call?
Editamin? You know who's Editamin?
don't know who that person is.
Yes, the idiot, the clown for the Senate of the Parliament of Jamaica. Go ahead, sir.
No, man, just give him title, Jeffrey, man. He's a senator. Senator Morgan, you know.
He's a disgrace to be a senator.
Well, they can always say that, but you have to put in title next to him. But you know, the problem with it for me, the concern is that you have this agency you're going to create for efficiency, and then you were talking about efficiency back in 2016, and you created. You say you're going to consolidate agencies in terms of making things more efficient, less bureaucratic, less red tape, and at the same time you're doing it, you created another ministry. And then you come later on and you create the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, which you had to abandon because it was the concept was a good one, but the way it was supposed to be implemented was just terrible. It shouldn't have been under a ministry portfolio. It shouldn't have been under its own separate ministry. And I said this long before. I said it should have been under the Ministry of Justice, right? Or somewhere else, but not its own ministry. And we see how much money was wasted there. Then we took former Ambassador Audrey Marks and then said, bring her into the Senate. Then she ran, she won. And now she's Ministry of Efficiency and Digital Transformation and some other things, right? And you start saying to yourself, and then now they come up, then they had ODPEM that was supposed to. It's just so mind-boggling that it's just redundancy on top of redundancy on top of redundancy. Instead of just saying, okay, we're just going to have one ministry that is going to deal with this and then put qualified people there and then staff it, resource it properly. We wouldn't have any problems with it. We have no problems. But then when you say you're coming out with this NaRRA, then the question is, well, all of these other agencies that, that were supposed to streamline efforts where you have catastrophe. Actually, it was ODPEM. Now they have to report to NaRRA. NaRRA is going to be, the overarching entity.
So in other words, Mr. Rattigan, this NaRRA thing is to create more ministries.
More because it's not a ministry. It will be an entity. And like I said, it's gonna be, I think the lifespan is like 5 years, and then after that, then it has to be renewed. So it's not something that they create permanently. But even when they create something permanently, we don't mean anything, because look at the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. It went by the wayside. And the Jamaican people lost a lot on that.
I want to play something here by the leader of the opposition, Mark Golding, about the NaRRA. You ready to play your video?
No, let me just do something about that. I watched opposition leader Mark Golding took NaRRA apart, provision by provision. It was a masterful stroke, the way he did it. And if you approach this with an open mind, and said, okay, this is in the interest. Let's look at it from the perspective of the interest of the Jamaican people and not a political party, right? If you approach it like that, you have no choice but to agree with what I'm saying, that it was a masterful stroke what he did. He showed the deficiencies, he showed the shortcomings, and by doing that, what he was also doing was to tell them how to fix the bill so that the bill can enjoy widespread support.
But wasn't that the same thing Marlene was doing, Marlene before?
Yeah, she came out with a lot of the things in terms of accountability, some of the same things that ISAT raised, some of the same issues that he raised. She joined him in her opposition to those provisions. But what's interesting is that people are saying, oh, Marlene upon the, she upon the PNP side, no, because PNP side of this issue, not the PNP, crossing the aisle and being a member of the PNP. No, but this issue, they were like, yeah, she upon one side. And I went back and because I didn't see that part of it live. I went back and I looked at it, and it's abundantly clear to me that it was over-exuberance on the part of the PNP. That MP Marlene Malabver whatever the Prime Minister submits and said, this is the bill that we're going to vote on. After that, the first reading, second reading, third reading, whatever that. Once it's finalized and they say, okay, this is the bill we're going to focus on. Whether she have a disagreement or not, it is my considered belief that she's going to vote for it.
But she said it. She said it in the Parliament. She's going to vote for it same way.
Yeah, and I saw the PNP, jubilant, saying, yeah, that beat up the thing. And I'm saying, folks, you guys, you didn't listen carefully to what she said. She said, in fact, she said, I don't know why my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, why they're cheering. She said that. Right after they started cheering, and boo, she's like, I don't know why they're cheering. She said, I'm invested in this bill, and I know that my Prime Minister is going to shepherd this thing, through Parliament. So it is my considered belief that whatever the bill ends up looking like, they're all going to vote for it. And it's important, Jeffrey. It's important, my brother. It's important for us to understand that whatever is submitted to be voted on, the opposition cannot do anything about it. They don't have the votes. Just by virtue of being the opposition, it means you don't have a majority. And this bill requires a majority vote. Now, some people took me to task because I said it and them say, yeah, give the Prime Minister advice. I don't have to give him any advice because here's why. I said it on Saturday. It's well worth repeating. In Parliament, you vote on bills, right? If it's an ordinary bill, it requires a simple majority. The JLP has the majority. They have 35 votes. PNP has 28. If it's something to do with the Constitution, depending on the importance of it, I forgot the term now, entrenched. If it's an entrenched provision, like for example, I'll give you an entrenched provision. Remember the DPP, that her to extend her tenure as DPP, that's considered an entrenched provision in the Constitution. That requires 2/3 vote in both houses, Senate and the House of Representatives. Now that was easily achievable. Why? Because the PNP only had 14 votes at the time, or 14 MPs in Parliament. And of course, the 2/3 in the Senate, I'm hearing that it happened when some senators were away and they took the vote. Now they have 28. You can't get 2/3. 2/3 of 63 are 42. So what that means is that even if it was a 2/3 vote, the Prime Minister would have to depend on the 7 PNP members voting with him. What's the likelihood of that? So
you never get that.
And then the other thing is if it's a deeply entrenched provision. So the entrenched provision was the DPP. You need 2/3 votes. Deeply entrenched provision, you're going to need a 2/3 vote, and there's something else you need: a referendum. What's a deeply entrenched provision? Removing the king. Removing the king from the Constitution. That's a deeply entrenched provision. And you're going to need 2/3 of the votes in both houses, as well as a referendum. The people have to have a say in that and say, yes, we want the king to go. If the people come back and say, no, we don't want this king to go, we love the king, that's it. We have to continue to have a king of Jamaica. And yes, we do have a king of Jamaica. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to play the video, the one with MP Malabver for it. I want to play this people, because remember what you're saying, that she's on the side. No, I'm showing you the end of her contribution to the debate. Before that, she was raising a lot of the issues that opposition leader Mark Golding and MP Isaac Buchanan that they raised. She was raising a whole. I don't remember the order she spoke before them or whatever, but they were all on the same sheet of music. But she was saying these are the things that we need to consider in order to achieve our objective. She's just giving advice. So she's not saying, I'm not voting for it if these things are not in it. She's just saying, Mr. Prime Minister, consider these things. in order to execute properly on your objectives of this NaRRA bill. All right, let me put it up here. Hold on. Oops. Hold on. Hold on.
I'm not seeing it.
No, wait a minute. Hold on, Jeffrey. Hold on.
For those who are just joining us, we're speaking to Mr. Rattigan on the NaRRA bill. Here we go.
All right. Let me move this. Hold on there. All right, here we go.
Member from St. James West Central, you have 1 minute to wrap up.
Madam Speaker, the bill in its current form will not achieve the goals that are set.
Here she said, the bill in its current form will not achieve the goals that are set. And she gave good reasons. That does not translate to I will not vote for whatever my party puts up. She's just expressing her concerns about some of the provisions of the bill. And we should never translate for these politicians. We should never translate, take them at their word. All right. So when she said that it will not achieve the objectives of the bill, she's not saying I'm not going to vote for it. She's just saying there are some things that we need to fix. And other people are saying the same thing. But let me go back.
Thank you,
All right. Look at what's going on the opposition side.
Thank you, member.
Yeah, you're Jeffrey. Hold on.
Madam Speaker, this matter is so important. I don't know what motivates my colleagues on that side who are clapping.
You see that? I don't know what's motivating them. Why are they clapping and carrying on?
But I know that I am vested in the success of the actions of the government.
You hear that? Yeah.
And so, Madam Speaker, this is too important for us not to have the kind of buy-in and take into account the very valid concerns that have been raised. So, Madam Speaker, on that note, I invite the Prime Minister piloting the bill and the team to take into account the very valid points that have been made. The bill needs some reworking.
All right.
Wow.
Now tell me, how does that translate to I'm going to vote against it? She just said, just rework it.
She never said that at all. She said that they must quiet themselves because she didn't have no plan to not vote against it.
Let me remove it. Hold on.
We're speaking about the NaRRA. Go ahead, sir.
No, I remove it. Go ahead.
So basically, Mr. Rattigan, those who think that Miss Marlin won't vote for it, they must think again because she have never said that. No. My question, though, Mr. Rattigan, toward this bill, though, how many Jamaicans really understand this NaRRA bill?
I would hazard a guess to say not many Jamaicans understand what's going on. And you know why? It's not because Jamaicans aren't bright people. We are exceedingly bright. It's just that we are spending our time focused on economic issues. How do we get bread on the table? How do we feed our families? How do we educate our children? Where do we find a job that will pay us enough to take care of our everyday expenses? That is what's going on right now. And it's sad. People are not paying attention to this. And I understand. I understand why they're doing it. We would hope that they would, they should, they must, they need to. But it's when you talk to, paying attention to what's going on in Parliament and paying attention to try and make a dollar to put something on the table, people are it's an easy choice for people to make. But she's right, and they're really right. The NaRRA bill, it has a lot. It has a lot of work. There's a lot of work to be done. And, the opposition leader mentioned something about why didn't they just send it to a joint select committee so that they could hash out all of these things.
Yes.
Bringing it to the floor. That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
So, Mr. Rathian, in other words, this NaRRA bill here, I don't know if the senator can assist us by saying in the chat room, how well would it assist the Jamaican people? How well would it assist the Jamaican people? Can you answer that question, Mr. Rathian? Can you have an idea?
Well, what they're saying, one of the things they're saying is that, look, you need an entity that has tentacles all over the country and can reach people almost immediately. And they're saying this entity would be well-resourced to do that, especially in a case, and it's about resilience, building back and also preparing for catastrophic events. And there is merit to it, despite the redundancy. I would say, some of these other efficiency type agencies, you just get rid of them and then just do NaRRA. So NaRRA, in a sense, it is not a bad idea. It's just about the structure of it. The idea that you will have an agency that can react almost immediately to the needs of the people, particularly in times of a catastrophic event. That's a good idea. It's just the bill would end predated backlogging in this nation. And you know what, Marlon Morgan, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
And I think he's correct.
No, it's a fair point.
Yes.
Because you have a lot of backlogging in terms of getting resources. We're seeing it right now. People still sleeping under the canopy of the heavens, right? We're still seeing it. People are not getting the resources that they should have get, even though this thing, the Melissa happened October 28th. And here we are getting ready to start a brand new month, May. And there are people still without resources, or without resources or without adequate resources. So, Senator Morgan, I agree with you that it would end backlogging. I agree.
But because I remember at one point when the coronavirus and so forth, they had a problem in getting people money. So what Senator Morgan said a while ago is the fact truth. It would end the backlog that is going on in the country.
Yeah, they would be very agile and nimble in terms of responding to the needs of the people. But the way it is structured right now, that is the problem. The way it is structured, the principle is acceptable, but the structure of it, how it's going to be administered, that is where the problem comes in. And that problem is not just a problem raised by the PNP. The JLP members have raised it. I mean, I watched the contribution made by MP Malabver Fort, and she pointed out numerous things. And they're all in agreement saying that if we can fix this thing, fix the administration of this thing, fix how it's going to function, who's going to run it, and all of that, how they're going to, because one of the things they're saying, you can't have the prime minister just pick somebody. We don't have any requirements as to how that position will be who will fill that position? Like, what type of experience do you need? They don't. It's not there. And then the idea that, the prime minister is going to have a heavy hand on how this thing is going to operate. People just don't trust that type of a procedure. They don't. And to be frank, there's good reason why they shouldn't. There's good reason why he shouldn't want to insert himself in this process. There's good reason. So, what Senator Morgan said, the backlogging, yes, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. But I hope he will also accept the point that the way the bill is structured right now, in terms of how it's going to be, how it's going to administer, how it's going to identify priorities, and who's going to identify priorities, and how they will provide the resources, that those things are problematic right now. I hope he'll agree, and I hope he'll also agree that it takes both parties to unify on this bill. If they can fix the things that the opposition is talking about, and they can fix the things that their side is talking about, then maybe we'll have a damn good bill. Maybe we'll have a damn good bill.
You know something, Mr. Rattigan? These are the discussions we need to have. These are the things that the senator must call into these programs and say, okay, this is my input on it. We have to fix this to make it go on. But don't come on the program, he make a good point a while ago. I love the point that he made. Because there's a hell of a backlog going on.
Yes. And we have to do something about it. And somebody, for leaking funds, somebody said something, the PNP run it. Yeah, it should be run by a board of people from both parties. You can't have the CEO, him and the prime minister. And they said minister, and in some instances, the prime minister, so not quite sure, but the assumption is that it will be the prime minister along with the CEO. It just cannot be that way. You have to have both parties. And then not only both parties, I would say for something as significant as this, then you have civil society or somebody from civil society, from the communities on this board as well. Because then you start talking about the balancing of opinions. And you start talking about getting rid of the politicization of aid. The tribalization of aid. So people start looking and say, look, we're all Jamaicans, all right? And when we suffer, we don't suffer as PNP or JLP, all right? We suffer as Jamaicans. So who needs the help? Let's get them the help, regardless of where they live. Or they're, and we're not even going to ask about people political affiliation. We just say wherever they live, they need help. We're going to get the help to them, and we're going to get the help to them quickly. So that's where it is.
So basically, Mr. Rattigan, I personally think that this bill will be a great bill if they put in the stuff that because there's a lot of loophole in it. And I'm pretty much sure. Go ahead.
Oh, one other thing before I forget. And Isaac Buchanan, MP Isaac Buchanan brought this up, and MP Malabver Fort brought this up. Definitions. You can't have a bill and you don't have any definitions, and then you leave the interpretation to others. What you want to do is you want to narrow it down so that you don't have any court actions. You want to minimize that. You want to say, okay, if we say it's A, this is what we mean by A. If it's B, this is what we mean. But when you just put language in there and there's no definition, then it lends itself to a wide range of interpretations. And then, what happens now? What happens now? Whoever is in power, they're going to interpret it the way they want to interpret it, and the hell with the opposition. And then now you're going to have to end up at some point in court. You need to avoid that. So those are some of the things. Kipling, you're right. There's no oversight on the thing as well. You're right. There's no oversight. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Tavares. Go ahead, sir.
No, I was saying to you that basically this bill here, if it passed, and they fix all the loophole in the bill and so forth, and it passed, as what Senator Morgan says, it will help the backlog that is going on now with people getting aid in case of another natural disaster. Because basically, I think this bill is pertaining to the whole idea of people not getting, they don't have a bank account. Majority of Jamaicans don't have a bank account. And when they must get money from the government, it goes through a lot of things. Because even when it comes down to the whole thing with the part program money, a lot of Jamaicans having problem getting the money. You see? So I maybe, if I get a copy of this bill to read it, I think this bill can help the people.
Yeah, I mean, if look, the points raised by both sides, all right? The points raised by both sides, they're pretty much the same. The PNP raised more points than the JLP, but the points, they're points that they have in common. And I'm saying, if they can say, okay, and I think Mark Golding's opposition leader Mark Golding's idea is a very good one. Says, look, send it to a joint select committee and let them hash it out there. Let them hash it out. Don't, because the bill is half baked right now. That bill shouldn't pass in its present form. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. And so we're hopeful that the government will take into account the changes proposed by the opposition as well as their own folks, and they will come up with a bill now that will reflect the issues raised by both sides. It will reflect the correction of the issues faced by both sides. And then people just vote for it, because this would be what would be a good thing? It would be a good thing for me, Jeffrey. A good thing for me would be if, when the bill comes up for voting, that both opposition and governing party, that they all vote for this bill. That they say, yes, this is a good bill and we see where it's going to benefit Jamaica and Jamaicans. I would love to see that. I'd love to see some unity there. But it remains to see.
I believe that too. I say, what? What does he say?
A joint select committee to take care. No, here's the thing. You could do it for the joint select committee and make it a priority, and you could give them a timeline and say, listen, this is so important that we need this thing to be worked on and have a version completed for us to discuss by a certain time period. You could always do that. You could prioritize it, Mr. Senator Morgan. You could prioritize it. And you know that.
I would love if the senator could just put his thing.
You know the question you should ask the senator. You should ask the senator, Senator, are you satisfied with the bill in its present form, and would you vote for it in its present form? You satisfied with it, and would you vote for it? If it came up for a vote now, would you vote for it in its present form?
Senator, I'm pretty much sure I hear that question, Senator. And I would love for if you could call into the program, Senator. Despite all that happened before, this is for Jamaica. Call into the program and explain certain things to us. Would you vote for the bill in its present form now, Senator? That's what we're asking you. Mr. Rattigan, I want to ask you a question. You say, yes, I'd vote.
Well.
Senator, come on.
No, that's his right. That's his right, Jeffrey. Say, I want to vote for it. That's fine. But, there are people in this party who think otherwise. So, there you go.
I want you to talk to us about a letter that was sent to you by the Speaker of the House of Representatives. A certain, is it a certain code in the Parliament or what? Talk to me about it.
All right, hold on a second. Let me try and pull this up for you. I wasn't planning on talking about it, but you go already. Nice.
Yes.
Great to see you. Oh boy.
Because we want to understand certain issues, Mr. Rattigan. We the Jamaican people, we must talk about Jamaica and Jamaica. It can't be that we are die-hearted, that we don't see anything that is going on in this country. Now we can think about is the PNP or the JLP. Go ahead for me, sir.
Okay. All right, I'll set it up real quick. Don't put it up yet. All right, no, leave it. No. People, you know that I am a big fan of ATI. Not the way people respond to it, but the idea, again, the principle, the idea that you can ask your government And by the way, it's not just Jamaicans who can file ATIs now. It's anybody, people, a Martian can file ATI. That's the way the law is written. Anybody can file. Somebody from Australia just write and say, look, I need to know what's going on. So I like the principle that you can ask the government for information and they'll provide you certain types of information. Some things they won't give you. Like if you ask them about somebody's tax information, that's personal, they won't give it to you. If you ask them about something relating to national security, they won't give it to you. If you ask them about discussions and in cabinet, they won't give that to you, right? So there are exceptions. So I love filing ATIs. I just love filing ATIs. And I love reading reports. So I went through this report from the Integrity Commission dated July of 2025 regarding the investigation of Market Me and the Ministry of Health and Wellness. And the Integrity Commission, they looked at it from the perspective of procurement, conflict of interest, etc. Because as many of you know, that the co-founder, co-owner of Market Me, Miss Lindsay McDonough, she's a friend of the minister, Minister Tufton, that is. And she received some contracts during the friendship, the professional friendship she claims. But we found that she also received contracts beyond the date that she said her professional relationship ended, or indicated that her professional relationship ended. So the commission looked at it, and one of the things they did was to make a recommendation to the Speaker of the House, the Honorable Juliet Holness, and they said, look, we're sending this to you for essentially action deemed appropriate concerning the conflict of interest between, possible conflict of interest between the minister and this young lady. And I wrote to her last month to say, hey, look, this thing, it was written in July. I think it was submitted sometime thereafter. I think it may have been submitted in October. And I wrote her asking her, what's going on? I haven't seen anything in the public domain from you concerning any kind of disciplinary or even consideration of disciplinary action against Minister Tufton. And here is the letter. Some of you have seen this many, many times, but forgive me, if you're on the program, there's some of you who haven't. And it is, dear Madam Speaker, reference is made to the Integrity Commission's investigation regarding procurement irregularities and conflict of interest with respect to contracts executed between Market Me and the ministry. And the investigation commenced in August 2020, and the report was tabled in Parliament in July 2025. It wasn't tabled in Parliament. It's dated July 2025, but I believe it was tabled in October. And in Section 7.7 of the section recommendations, it says, Madam Speaker, for action deemed necessary, please look into the apparent conflict of interest concerns regarding Minister Tufton's introduction to the company Market Me and his friendship with one of Market Me's founders, Miss McDonough. And two, Speaker, I want you to look at Minister Tufton's subsequent involvement in discussions from which he ought properly to have been recused. Now, this is language that came straight out, the bolded language came straight out of the report. And the second one is referring to at least one meeting I'm aware of where on a Saturday, Minister Tufton met with at least one member of his staff over at Market Me's place. And they discussed some of the provisions, or they discussed, how Market Me could help the country through the Ministry of Health and Wellness. And the commission felt that discussion, that shouldn't have taken place, Even if it wasn't wrong, the appearance. And so I said to her, it's been approximately 8 months since the matter was referred to you, Speaker. You haven't said anything. Talk to me. And I asked her, please give me some information regarding what happened, if anything. So let me remove this. So what she did was, hold on. This is what she did. All right. See that, Speaker of the House. Some people are referring to it affectionately as a love letter to me. Anyway, she said, all right, you see that I write in response to the first paragraph. That's standard. Look at the second one, the second paragraph. That says at the outset. You see, all of that language except the last sentence in this paragraph. Let me show you. Everything except this. Everything except, come on. Everything except this is what you would get from some agencies, ministries, and departments. They would say, we have no information to satisfy your request. And then that's the end of that. But the Speaker did not do that. She said, I have to give Rattigan some more information. I need to straighten him out. I need to educate him about the process of handling these matters in Parliament. So she said, notwithstanding this, and in the interest of clarity, the following response is provided. So she's saying, notwithstanding the fact that I don't have to tell you anything because I don't have any documentation, I am going to make things abundantly clear for you. And look at the first sentence, right? And by the way, this letter was very well written, and I suspect that it was written with the assistance of counsel, of a lawyer, right? Yeah, and it says right here, your request proceeds on an inaccurate premise as to both the content of the report and the role of the Honorable Speaker. And she's right. She's right. Because I thought when the commission said to her, look, we're recommending this to you to do something with this regarding the conflict of interest and all of these other issues, I thought that it was her job, her duty, her obligation to do something. And it was more than just tabling the report. I thought that she would actually take some action. So she's right there. And she said, it does not impose any obligation on the Speaker to do what? To investigate. She's saying, I can't investigate Mr. Tufton. I can't make a determination about whether or not his actions resulted in a conflict of interest. She says, I can't do that. Or otherwise take any action in the matter. She said, I can't discipline him. I can't do any of that. She said, it merely records what the Integrity Commission did. She said it was just, see it right here, a recommendation that the matter be referred to me, Mr. Rattigan. But I cannot do anything about it. And then the question is, so they sent it to you. When you say you couldn't do anything about it, Madam Speaker, surely there must be something you could do, you could have done. And she said, yes. I couldn't investigate, I couldn't determine, I couldn't otherwise act. See that what she said? Act upon the matters, meaning I can't take any affirmative action against Mr. Tufton. Next paragraph, she said, but here is what I'm charged with the responsibility of doing. She said, upon receipt of the report, once I get that report, she said, the Constitution and the standing orders, I am compelled by them. I act within, I don't act outside. They don't give me any latitude to act willy-nilly, however I feel like. No, I'm constrained. And she said, the only thing that they allow me to do was to do what? Right here. Right here. Formally lay the thing before the House. And she said the report was duly tabled in the House of Representatives. And here is here is a key that I didn't explain on Saturday. Here is a key that I didn't explain. She said, the only thing I have to do is to table the report. And then she said, look who have the responsibility of doing what. She said, thereby placing the matter before the Parliament. See it, for its consideration. So now understand what she said. She said, I can't do anything, but the Parliament can do something. The Parliament can do something.
And the Parliament consists of the opposition.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So in other words, what she's saying, I can't do it, but the opposition has power, can do it.
Not only the opposition, she's also saying the ruling party, the majority party in Parliament, they can do something about it. She's saying Parliament in its entirety, they can do something. When I say in its entirety, meaning the members of Parliament, they can do something about it. But I can't do anything besides just doing it. So now the question you have to ask is, okay, what can Parliament do about it? Because you're telling us that the only thing you can do is just give it to Parliament. Even though the commission says we're giving it to you. And folks, that's one of the reasons why I say that the Integrity Commission for me is no more than just the commission. Because what they should have done with this, they should have known this. They should have known this. Here's how it should have been written. Madam Parliament, we're sending this to you for...
You mean Madam Speaker?
Yeah, Madam Speaker, we're sending this to you for tabling and also for the appropriate standing committee. Or better yet, we're sending this to you for tabling, and then they could have referred the matter. They could have referred the matter to the other parliamentarians, so the entire Parliament, and say, we're referring it to Parliament to consider bringing this before a standing committee. That's what they should have done. But by sending it to just the Speaker alone, she says, all I can do is table it. So now the question is, she said, I can only table it, and then it's up to Parliament to do whatever they need to do. So the question then becomes, what is the role of Parliament in this? And here it is right here. She said, for completeness, she said, Mr. Rattigan, I'm going to make this quite clear to you. She said, any further action, you know what that means? Anything beyond tabling. The only action right now is tabling. She said, any further action in respect of the conduct of a member is governed by Standing Order 77A, which requires no fewer, the initiation approval. Fancy language. It just said that if you get 16 people who make the motion or who support the motion, then it is right here, no fewer than 16 members of the House to trigger consideration by a select committee. So 16 members can say, we want to send it to a select committee, and then deem the select committee. And here's what she said. Here's what she said again. English is a very tough language, you know, but I happen to just have a little bit of competence in it, but enough to know something when I see it. She said right here, she said, consideration by a select committee, meaning any committee. She didn't say the ethics committee.
A select committee.
Any one of them, and them have more than a dozen, I believe. Right? She said, you pick and choose which one of them you want to send them to. You see, A is what you refer to in English as indefinite article, meaning that it's not specific. It's not pointing to one person, one thing. Definite article is the, T-H-E. When somebody says the, they're referring to something. When they say A means any one of these, a group, anyone in another group. It's like you say, you just say, you know, the illustrious Jeffrey Tavares, myself, and a whole bunch of people, nothing. And them say, give it to any one of them. Any one of them. If they say give it to, if them say give it to Jeffrey or give it to the one wearing a particular shirt, it means that they're specifically telling you who to raise it.
Must give it to.
Right. So they said when they say a select committee, it means any one of the select committees that you deem appropriate, that you raise the motion for. And it says, look at the next line. It says, such as. You see, such as, she could have put including, but not limited to.
But such as.
Such as is just saying, such as this is one of the committees that you can go to. So anybody will get all wound up and say, well, this ethics committee, this and that. No, it's just, she's saying you can take it to any committee, including the ethics committee. And look at the next sentence again. She took great pains to say, the speaker has no authority, Tita, to unilaterally initiate, influence, or determine such a process. So what she's saying is that you see 116 people get up and make the motion, or one person get up and 15 people support the motion. There's nothing I can do.
So in other words, Mr.
She's saying that I can't raise the motion, she's saying. I cannot raise the motion. It has to be raised by another person.
So in other words, Mr. Rattigan, Standing Order 77A is a powerful standing order.
Indeed. And we'll get to it. To it.
Go ahead.
And then you see the second to last paragraph. She said, therefore, the only action properly taken and required to be taken by the speaker. Well, and she said this before. Is this the tabling of the report? It is tabling of the report. That's the only thing the speaker could have done. And she said, no additional action falls within the lawful remit of the speaker. And here she's going back again, Jeffrey, and telling you that absent, I cannot do, she said, no additional action falls within the lawful remit of the speaker, absent a resolution. That is 77A. That's what she's talking about. If you don't raise 77A, there's nothing I can do. That's what she's saying. You raise it. No. Make we get a little bit deeper and talk about this now. Make we get a little bit deeper. Why did she do this? It's a very good question. She could have stopped at the second paragraph and said, I don't have any information for you. But why did she go? Remember, I asked her about only one politician. I asked her about Mr. Tufton. That's the only person I asked her about. I asked her about Minister Tufton. And she's giving me all of this information. So you ask yourself the question, why couldn't she give that information to the members of her party and say, guys, do it? Why? Another question is, why should you give so much information about Tufton? And, you can go back and look at the lawsuit where Arthur Williams filed a lawsuit, and it was for him and Tufton and somebody else where actually, he wasn't the prime minister at the time. He was the leader of the opposition. He gave them a signed, undated letter of resignation from the Senate and in the lawsuit, it came out that he wanted to do it because they didn't support him for the leadership position against Ardlishaw. And in fact, it says that the one person that they were sure who didn't support him was Minister Tufton. Right? So there's bad blood going all the way back there. Plus, we don't even want to get into the personal relationship with Minister Tufton and Lindsay McDonough and what the speaker might have thought, because in one of her interviews she said, look, I support my husband, that's one, and two, I love the idea of being married. And so she could have looked at what's going on with Mr. Tufton and said, I don't like it and we need to get rid of it. But be that as it may, 77A is here. What are we doing with 77A? What are we doing with 77A? Now, let me show you something else. Remember, no. What I asked her about was what? Conflict of interest, right? Now, let me show you something. Let me see if it's here. Kevin there, I'm with I don't remember. You remember when we put it, Jeffrey? What would I talk about it Saturday? Or you didn't watch the program Saturday? Shame on you if you didn't
No,
watch
man, I watched the program, but I don't know where you put it.
Yeah, because I have a whole bunch of things right here. Let me go back up and see. Is it Melissa? Let me see.
I think it was Melissa. Was it? No?
No. All right, no. I'm going to go by your song. Look and see. I'm going to look for history. Where is it? Yeah, folks, I'm actually looking for the standing orders. Go on, talk, Jeffrey, while I look for it.
We are speaking about Standing Order 77A with Wilfred Radigan. Welcome to the program. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. This is the Mequitalk Current Affair program. We're listening and watching from around the world in the Eastern Caribbean. Welcome to the program. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Like up the live feed. You can also support the super chat. We have some more things coming up with the Mequitalk program. Pretty much sure you can see the new look of the Mequitalk program. So, you ready for us, Mr. Ratigan?
All right, now, it is right there.
Go ahead.
77A. It says, a matter may be referred to a select committee if, on the question being put, at least 16 members of the House so decide. There it is. So, what happened is that, what happened is that 77A, the Speaker of the House, she's subject to this, I remember she have some things going on up at Lee's flat. The Prime Minister, there are some things about his conduct that could definitely go before one of the select committees. Former Finance Minister, Dr. Nigel Clark, he has some things that that they could actually try to bring him back to answer. SSL, for example.
And also the current ambassador of Plentiful have some things to answer about the 2010 incursion in Tivoli Garden.
And look, and there's no statute of limitations here. I'm sure that when it goes before, if it's something that happened a while back, somebody's going to raise it. But there is no statute. There's nothing in the standing order saying that it has to be brought within a certain time period. They're just saying if 16 members get up and say, listen, we would like whatever the committee is, the PAC, whatever, we would like that committee to look into the conduct of this member. That's it. It's referred. It's referred. No. Here's something that we have to keep in mind. What we have to keep in mind is that just because it's referred doesn't mean that they're going to listen to it right away. They could bury it. So what I say is that you just send them. You just send them. Just send them one after the other. They can't bury all of them. They can't bury all of them.
So, Mr. Ratigan, the People's National Party has 28 members sitting in the parliament now. So 16 of them could bring a motion of 77A against Tufton or anybody else in there.
Yes, that is true.
So my question tonight, Mr. Ratigan, is it that the People's National Party, Jamaica's opposition party, are not aware of 77A?
Look, I've spoken to several members of the opposition party. And I have yet to hear from any one of them that they didn't know about 77A. I've heard, they've given me explanation as to what's going on, but nobody has said to me that we didn't know that there was a 77A. Now, is it possible that there are members right now who don't know about or didn't know about 77A? Yes. Yes, it's possible. But I'm trying to find the
So if for instance, the People's National Party get up now and pass a motion, well, have 77A against the Prime Minister, then finally statutory declaration.
Yeah, well, it depends on how you formulate the motion, because the reason why I think that and there's a question as to whether or not if something is being considered by another entity, can one of the standing committees look at the same issue? And here's my answer to that. when you look at it, it's similar to this, Jeffrey. Like in America, you may have a police shooting, and the policeman, and it's the investigation revealed that it was an unjustified shooting, and so the policeman or policewoman is prosecuted for murder or manslaughter. And whether they are acquitted of the charge or found guilty of the charge, the family of the deceased can bring an action for wrongful death to say, you caused the death wrongfully of our family member. And here are some things that you need to know. It's a different venue. One is criminal and the other is civil. The level of proof is different. One of them you need beyond a reasonable doubt. One of them you need preponderance of the evidence. You just need 51%. That is more likely than not that what he did, caused the wrongful death of our loved one. So now you have criminal, right? And by the way, people, it doesn't matter whether him get away for the criminal charge or he's found guilty. The civil charge can still be instituted because the standard of proof is lower, much lower. Then you can have a departmental hearing where the police department can say, we're going to look at the same event because we think that you violated some protocols. And in that case, they're not looking to send him to prison as they would with the criminal action. They're not looking to get money from him as they would with the civil action. In the administrative action, they're looking to fire him. So it's 3 different venues. It's the same event. It's the same event they're looking at.
So it's the same event, but there's 3 different layers of the same event.
Yeah, it's the same event, but they're looking at it from different angles.
Okay.
They're looking at it from different angles, right? And the burden of proof is different as well. So, and in Tufton's case, the Integrity Commission, I wish I could, hold on, let me say something. Hold on. In Tufton's, in Minister Tufton's case, it's a bit different because here's why it's a bit different. Here it is. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Okay, hold on. All right, I want to show you something here. Hold on. Share screen. Wait, no, come up, Jeffrey. Yeah, if I put it up. All right. All right, let me show you something. Look at this. It says right here.
Hold on a minute, taking the time to come up. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there it is.
All right, look at this. I get a feedback. It says here, as part of the Commission's policy to share the findings and recommendations of the DI with persons in respect of whom, look at this, adverse findings are made during the course of an investigation. Adverse findings. How many of you ever read the report and say that? What they're saying is that we have adverse findings against Minister Tufton. We're not going to charge him, but it says our policy that we share the findings and recommendations with people in respect of whom adverse findings are made, but we're not going to prosecute them. Adverse findings. Adverse findings. It means that, cleared. Now look at this. Look what I'm sending. So no adverse findings. Look what I'm sending to the speaker. Them say, having regard to the conflict of interest, the word is right there. The term is right there. Conflict of interest concerns around Dr. Tufton's introduction of Market Me and his friendship with Miss McDonough and his subsequent involvement in discussions where he should have never be a part of. Look at it. The DI recommends that this matter be referred to the Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives. Now, here's where I have a problem with this, with the Integrity Commission. They intended for the speaker to do something with this. You know why? Because this report in and of itself was given to her to be tabled. So they never have to put that there right there. So say, table it. That when I'm saying Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives, that and this matter be referred to the Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives. That's not for tabling. The report is going to be tabled anyway. So why you have this language here? This should have been sent with an instruction to the Parliament and say, listen, 16 now no need to get up and do something with this.
But Mr. Rattigan, you believe that 16 members of Parliament will get up and file a motion against another member of Parliament, sir?
Here's the thing. It's not what I believe that they would or wouldn't do. It is whether or not they're duty bound to honor and preserve equality and justice.
The rule of law.
And the rule of law in the Parliament. It's whether or not they truly believe that, listen, we cannot countenance bad conduct in our midst. Where a politician has gone astray, we need to take stock of that. That is what they needed to do. I'm still trying to find, the new standing orders.
I am still asking the question though. How is it that this standing order 77A has been in existence till Wapikil fill up? And no one has used that standing order?
77A, based on just my cursory look at it, has been a part of the standing order since 1964.
What?
Okay. I'm subject to being corrected, but it's not something that they passed in the last 10 years.
So in other words, they have some laws that they're not using, some outdated laws that they're not using, or whatever law they're not using, because they decide not to use it because of their friends anyway.
If Kevin today, I would have find the thing that would have find the new standing orders. Oh, wait a minute. No, I know where it is.
If you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Make We Talk program. It's a current affair program. We're speaking about the NaRRA bill. Now we've gone over to the 77A standing order with Mr. Rattigan. Go ahead, sir.
Sita, I'll find it. Hold on there. Share screen. Put it up to Jeffrey. All right, people. This is it. This is the standing order. See it right there, sir? All right. 1964. All right, let me show you when we look at 77A, it's 38. Number 68. Here it is, 77A. Here it is right here. Same language. The one I showed you was an older version, the first one. This is a more current version of the standing orders. It says a matter may be referred to a select committee if on the question being put, at least 16 members of the House so decide. So 16 members can get up and say, we want the conduct of Minister Tufton to be examined by the Ethics Committee, and it will be referred, right?
Let me ask you something though. Hold on a minute there. Let me ask you this. Can 16, how much senators do you have in the Parliament? No. PNP has only 8 senators in the Parliament. They can't work. Go ahead.
Hold on. See?
Because I was asking the question, if can't the senators do it? But I just realized that the PNP only have 8 senators in the Parliament.
Look, I'm not even deciphering this for them or telling them what to do. All I'm saying that this is a fact, that this rule is on the books. And this, by the way, people, is the Bible of this is the Parliament's Bible. This is how they operate. This is the book of standard operating procedure. This is it, the standing orders. Now look at this. Let me go to the ethics committee, right? All right, let me see it. Hold on. Dress code, private bills. I think we're going to pass it. Hold on a second. Select committee. Hold on. Tell me some pass it. All right. We'll get to it now. The ethics committee is the last one. All right. Standing orders committee, committee of privilege, regulation, public administration, integrity commission, oversight. All right, here it is. Here it is, 73E, ethics committee. Now, look at this. Oh, and then Saturday, remember, we showed you this and show you the ethics committee, them have no idea what they're doing because they've mixed up the political code of conduct with the leadership code of conduct. The political code of conduct is one that is issued by the ombudsman and it's around election time. And essentially it's saying we're going to have a peaceful and fair election. And them sign on to that. That's it, just for election. The other one, the leadership code of conduct, that one has the 7 Nolan principles of good governance. You know, selflessness and honesty and ethics and all of that stuff. But the one that they didn't sign, the one that the government didn't sign. They signed the political code. Whenever it comes up, they usually sign it. But the leadership code, the one that was, the training that was provided by the commission, integrity that is, they didn't sign that. But let's go to conflict of interest now. Look at this, people. It says that the ethics committee shall have the duty of doing what? Requiring a member to make full disclosure of any interest of which he may have, which is likely to cause a conflict of interest. That conflict of interest they're referring to, please see Jack Den and Dennis Gordon. That's the one they're talking about. Requiring a member to make full disclosure. So what Jack Den did, what he did was he went to the ethics committee and he got an exemption. And the exemption was approved by Parliament. So that conflict of interest has to do with it because of this, you see, full disclosure of any interest. This one right here. He may have. That is referring to, at least in my opinion, a business. Right? Now look at this. Receiving, investigating, and reporting on any complaints of departures by members in relation to allegations involving conflicts of interest. This is a more broader one now. This one now has to do with a relationship. 2 people, one is a minister, one is a private citizen, and the private citizen is getting contracts from the minister's portfolio. And they're having a relationship. It's right there. Conflicts of interest. It's right here. Conflicts and what did the integrity, what did the Integrity Commission report say? It says, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Remember this conflict of interest. You remember that, right?
So that means the market may issue was conflict of interest then?
Jeffrey, hold on there. Let me show you. Look, this is the market me investigation. Look here, folks. Look here. Look on the language. Having regard to the conflict of interest. See it right there, so. See it right there. So so even though they're finished with the Integrity Commission, with the commission's investigation, they can now bring it in the ethics committee. And you know why there's no problem? Because the Integrity Commission, the commission, they were looking at the behavior of the minister in terms of criminal conduct. Now, it's going to be looked at in terms of an administrative violation. Because look, the ethics committee cannot send Minister Tufton, to prison, They can't send him to prison. They can't fine him. What they can do is they can discipline him. They can suspend him. They can remove him from Parliament. So there it is. I don't know how else to explain it. I really don't know how else to explain it.
So in other words, those two words, conflict of interest, that's a key word in all of this.
Yes. For Minister Tufton, they can bring it. And here's the thing, Jeffrey. How much effort does it take to bring this action against Minister Tufton in the Ethics Committee? How much effort? Virtually none. You know why? You know why I tell you none? You turn up on your foot and you say, Speaker, point of order. I want to raise a motion. And the motion is for the House to refer the matter regarding Minister Tufton and the market me situation, conflict of interest, to the Ethics Committee. And Speaker, I have 15 people right us up with me who agree. That's it. That's it. Jeffrey, that's it. That's all it takes. And guess what happened? You see when it go over there? You see when it go over there, Jeffrey? When it go over there, let me show you something. Let me show you something when it go over there. To your screen. Put that up for me, please. You see when it go over there, people? See on the playbook here, See playbook here. The work already done, funny, See it here.
Hold on, don't come up here. Hold on. Taking a while to come, I don't know why. There it is.
The playbook. Here's the playbook. So only don't have to go out and do no question nobody and I look for no document, and it's done already. Here it is right here. It's done. The report of the investigation. It's done. What they are going to do now, they're going to use it in a way that the commission didn't. Because the information is right there. It's right there. So the work has been done. Here it is right here. I want to just read this report. I know some of them don't like read, but it's only 88 pages. Only 88 pages. You can't read this in a one day. Only 88 pages. So stop share it. All right. So that's it. All right. Anything else you want to talk about? Because 9 o'clock I know. So
I don't think
Girl, big up yourself, Darren, big up yourself, all out in there, big up on yourself, big up on yourself, big up on yourself. The rebel is here.
Mr. Rattigan, as a retired FBI agent and law enforcement individual, it is brought to our attention in a conversation that we had earlier on. That's about 111 people murdered in the country by the security forces.
Yeah.
How does that look to you, sir, as a member of the Jamaican diaspora and a Jamaican by birth, to hear that this is happening in your country? You hear nothing from the Ministry of National Security. The minister said that the body cams won't be, in other words, they're not going to win no body cams then. You're taking all of that.
It's sad. It's sad because I've seen some of the videos, and unless it's the videos are doctored, what I saw in some of the instances, clear assassination, clear murder. There's one where they went into the house and it's a combination of soldiers and police. They went into the house and they took the gentleman out. A group of them took him out. And they took him behind the house. And you hear one gunshot. Man is dead. And we don't hear no prosecution about them. You know? No prosecution at all.
I want to show you a video here of a police officer. Watch this video here, Mr. Ryan.
Tell a friend anytime you enter the hole, you go on blood clot, dead.
Oh, yeah.
I want to apologize to everybody on the program here about the expletive. It's a member of the member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force threatening a Jamaican citizen when you do to him. Watch this again.
Tell a friend anytime you enter the hole, you go on blood clot, dead.
You hear that? A member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force is telling a Jamaican that. Go ahead, Mr. Rattigan.
Yeah, somebody put it out of Jamaica, can you write a letter to the Hague regarding the murders by the security forces? Yeah. Yeah, it's just a matter of timing, but yes, a letter can be penned to deal with this issue. And
hold on, Mr. Rattigan. A letter can be penned, yes, but are they willing to sign the letter to the Hague?
Who? Who?
The Jamaican people, those in the chat room and everybody.
It's a good question. Well, we know about the Magnitsky, right? So, which is similar. It's as similar to the letter to the Hague. I think. Look, go ahead, people. Just Google and look at the State Department report on violence in Jamaica, and look at extrajudicial one. Look at the State Department report, and you'll get a clear indication that people outside of Jamaica know what's going on, and it's being documented. Those things are being documented. It's sad, and we need to do something about it. What is it? 365, was it a leap year last year? Was it 365 or 366 days? I don't remember.
365.
Okay. And we had 311 people.
Yep.
You cannot tell me, people, that all 311 shootings were justified, or 311 deaths. You cannot, I don't believe that. That 311 people shot dead by the authorities last year, and every single one of them justified? No. 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 And so, we've talked about this on several occasions, that there are things that we can do. I am looking into certain things right now. I won't say what. I'm looking into certain things, and this is beyond the Magnitsky. But I'm looking into certain things, and I'll keep all of you updated as we go along. But we have to do something about this, because we can't just sit back and just say, I saw the thing said. We cannot. Because one day, if that type of violence hasn't visited your household, it might well, in time to come, and then what you're going to do at that point? You're going to throw up your hand and say, I saw the thing set. We can't do nothing about it. Do you have to? Why are we waiting for things to happen to us or our immediate relatives before we say, boy, we need to do something about it? Why?
You know something, Mr. Rattigan? I said this already and I'll say it again. And I must say good evening to Conrad O'Brien in the chat room from Sleek Radio 93 FM. The change that we seek as a nation and as a people, and as we're going to go off here anytime soon because it's 9 o'clock now, the change that we seek as a people in this country will not come from the two political parties in Jamaica. The change that we seek as a people have to come from us as a people. We must be the change. And Jamaicans who live in the diaspora, you can write to your senators, you can write to your congressmen. Jamaicans who live in the diaspora, you can write a letter to The Hague and have people sign it. Put a letter up, we will all go and sign it. You don't have to wait on Jeffrey Tavares or Woodford to draft a letter. The money that we don't send go down, we can go to a lawyer and ask the lawyer, help us to draft a letter. Or we can draft a letter and you go over to the old Jamaica, what go again, Mr. Rat again, the
OJLDF.
Yes.
By the way,
and sign it.
Good. What I'm looking at is I'm looking at something now that I don't have to depend on a lot of people to get done, because I realize that when you ask Jamaicans en masse to say, let's do something about what the government is doing in terms of negative effects on our people. People say, and look, I understand. People say, boy, I'm afraid. You know, me no want my name come up, me no this and me that. And that is the state of fear that is in Jamaica right now. That even journalists tell me, say, boy, me can't. But me say, why you don't write this? No, me can't write. You mad? Me live here, you no live here. Right? That's the response. And I respect it. And I have no choice but to accept it. But like Jeffrey said, how do you expect change? How do you expect change if you don't go out and do certain things? You know? We talk about...
Sorry, go ahead.
We talk about Nani and Paul Bogle and Kotra and the rest of the heroes them who Paul Bogle who go out and put them life on the line so that the change could take effect. And then when we ask if we just come out and just stand in solidarity against certain actions taken by the government, people just don't come. But go say an entertainer have a big party down the road.
I will use Mr. Palmer, a DJ Palmer AK5 Cartel release as an example. And I have nothing against Mr. Palmer. I'll lobby for him to come out of jail too. When the gentleman came out, you see the amount of people out there? The amount of people was out there cheering for him to come out. Jamaicans will not have their priorities straight. And if election called tomorrow morning, they go back out, they go do the same thing over and over. The change that we seek in this country will never come from the People's National Party or the Jamaica Labour Party. We, the people, must demand the change. We, the people, must initiate a lot of things that we need in this country. We, the people. But we're not going to do it because we're die-hearted this and die-hearted that. Mr. Rattigan, your final words to your people before you go, sir.
Yeah, let me just say that the Hague is a viable option to some of the things that we're planning to do. It is. And I just want to thank Outer Jamaica mentioned it. And they also mentioned the International Criminal Court. It is something well worth looking into, because these things are happening and there are no voices out there. And when I say voices, I'm talking about on an international level to say, listen, we need to intervene because they're massacring the people in Jamaica. I'm not saying that the 311 people killed last year, that some of them weren't criminals, you know. I'm not saying that. Not saying that. But what I'm saying is that even if the person is a criminal and the person, you stop the person, and the person, at the point that you stop the person, they pose no threat to your life or anybody's life, then why you shoot the person? Why you shoot the person? Because remember this. You are entitled to the presumption of innocence until proven guilty. And all of us would want that. None of us would want people just drag us off a bus or drag us out of a car, whatever, and say, boy, yeah, me here, say you did rob this and you did do that and you do that. And because if you start doing that, you can see where we're going. A jungle justice. If we just start saying, hey, we here say this man I did do this and do that down the road last week and see me, and we'll mash him up. Just think if we start doing that. Well, we start do it already. But just start if we start accepting it, So the Hague is a viable option. And like I said, mom is the word. There are some things I'm looking at and we'll keep you posted. The second thing is, today, Jeffrey, I heard an amazing story about Finsac. Now, as all of you know, I don't know much about Finsac, right? My thing about, holding government accountable and, these things, it just happened like 4 years ago. And I am well versed on what happened and what's going on since 2016. Well versed on that. Beyond that, I'm learning. But today I can tell you, I learned of a story about, and I'm just hoping that the person who told me the story will come to the program on Wednesday night, because it's a story about black ingenuity. It's a story about a connection between Haiti and Jamaica. It's a story about Norman Manley and Bustamante. It's a story that goes way back. It's a story about Papa Doc and Baby Doc.
Hold on, Mr. Rodigan. For those who don't know what Papa Doc and Baby Doc is, they're the one who was running Haiti at one point.
Yes. The father, and then he died, and then the son took over, and then there was a revolution of sort, and the son had to run away and seek refuge in France, right? Then there's also the story about Aristide. I didn't know that there's this one family, one Haitian family that came to Jamaica at the invitation of Norman Washington Manley. I didn't know this.
Wow.
The stories I heard today, if the person is kind of hesitant, but if the person says, I'm going to talk to my family and decide if I want to do it. And I mean, when you listen to the history, and Finsac is a minor part of it, because here's how Finsac got involved. Finsac got involved because of a family dispute. It wasn't because of a government. It's a family dispute and family connections to the Jamaican government.
Hold on a minute there. Hold on, Narati. The 1990s meltdown of the financial sector in Jamaica, where Finsac came in, where a lot of Jamaicans committed suicide because they lose things. If what you're saying to me about a family thing, I want to talk to you off here about something about this. If it's the same family I'm thinking about, because I heard about some family thing.
Mm-hmm. It is an amazing story. And the gentleman, he everything is documented, and he's just giving me the story about a family and the family connections to the government and the entanglements with Finsac and a business, and how and the reason why I find it so fascinating and I'm less suspicious about the story is because I knew one of the family members. I just didn't know how connected. I didn't know the history behind all of this stuff, because my engagement with the family member was more social. It was never economic. It was never political. It was none of those things. It's just today, the entire thing. It's a story. It's a marvel. The story goes back to, I think, 1913.
What?
The story goes way back. I think it's 1913 that the person was born, and it comes all the way up through. I didn't even know that at one point Bustamante and Norman Manley went to Haiti for an exhibition in 1947.
Very interesting.
People met them, and it's people. It blew my mind. I was transfixed. I couldn't move, and this person told me this. It took over an hour, and every time I would try and pull something up, the person gave me a little bit more. Like the person would say, "Oh, now that you asked that question, I wasn't going to touch that point, but now that you asked that question, I can tell you about the history concerning that." And it's amazing how Finsac got involved in it, because Finsac, the solution to the meltdown, right? That wasn't supposed to be a part of it, of their family history, but it turned out to be a part of it because of one family member and that family member's connection to politics in Jamaica. It's blow your mind. Last thing, go ahead.
So you're saying to me, you know what? Let me not say this on air. Go ahead, Mr. Arthur. Let me not say this on air.
Yeah, we can't talk after.
Yeah.
People, let me tell you this. You see that rural school bus program? Rural school bus program. People, if what I'm hearing in America is true, we're going to blow the lid off of this story. I am proceeding cautiously because there are some things that I have to do. I want to cross the T's and dot the I's. I don't want to rush this thing.
Says no more, Mr. Rattigan.
All right.
Says no more, sir.
Last thing is this. A week ago, I was invited on TikTok for the very first time. I didn't even know how to get on. It took me. Jonah, Kevin, I wanted that. I went on. No, I tried to go on, and it took me well over an hour. I couldn't get on, and then I didn't even, because I'm not technically savvy. And then when I looked, when the person read out, the host read out the number of followers and the other pertinent details, and the host said, "What appears zero you have, man? You have no followers." You have nobody. Oh, Dorothy, me have 125. Let me say I have nobody. So here's what happened. And Jeffrey, I think OT sent it to you. We are going to start a TikTok session now, at least once a week, right? And I was told that you need 1,000 people in order to go live. So now, if you can go over, all of you, please go over to OJLDF, One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation. Just go over there and sign up so that we can go live. We need 1,000 of you to go over and sign up.
Yes, One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation TikTok. That's One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation TikTok page. Go over there now and start following that TikTok page. One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation TikTok page. Go over there and follow that TikTok page. I already have a TikTok page, Mark Make We Talk now. And I have over 30,000 people following me.
So go over there and sign up so that we can do the TikTok live. Because listen, I love the interaction. Again, I'm not perfect. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. Nobody's perfect. And so we're going to make mistakes, right? And I love the interaction, especially when you point out my mistakes to me so that I can do a course correction, at least on that issue that you raise. And then we can learn from each other. That's the whole purpose of this, that we can learn from each other, because nobody is 100% right and nobody is 100% wrong. Nobody. No matter where you're here. No matter where you're here, nobody's 100% right, nobody's 100% wrong. And I look forward to being fully corrected when I make my mistakes by you. But there's a way that we do it. We do it with proper decorum. We do it with class. We do it with style. We do it with grace. We do it with humility. Correct me. I welcome it. It's only going to make me a better person. And that's all I can strive for. To be the best version of Wilfred Rattigan. And so when I make mistakes, I want you to correct me. And when you make mistakes, you shouldn't be afraid of being corrected either. You know? And this, I was told that this TikTok thing, it's very interactive. It gives you a chance to really, it's more interactive, I was told, than on YouTube.
It is interactive, but
give me the
there is a but there, and you have to be very careful because not everybody want to have requests to come up and chat. They must add them.
No, can you remove them?
Yes, you can. Okay. But you have to have somebody there moderating it for you.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful who you have come over there to interact with.
Right.
Because you have that is where the hawk of everything is. Anybody can say anything over there and get away with it. So be very careful in the sense of when we say anything, when it comes down to spreading propaganda about each other, go to TikTok.
Yeah, well, this is the thing about it is that as long as you can remove somebody, then that's fine. So you know, like I say, you have to have a good moderators, not a moderator. What do you call them? The person who makes sure that
I'm a moderator, a person in the chat room help you with everything.
All right, moderator. So you get somebody who inside there and they see what's going on, and immediately they can just remove people. Like we said, we welcome everybody. Like tonight, you know, I'm glad you didn't get rid of Senator Morgan.
I wasn't going to get rid of him. I wasn't going to get rid of him at all. I may have said some stuff that I shouldn't have said, but at the end of the day, I was going to delete him.
No, don't delete Senator Morgan. Senator Morgan, look, it's a voice. We disagree vehemently with a lot, most of the things that he says. But tonight he made a good point and said, look, this NaRRA thing will, at least
he did.
The concept of it is going to take care of the backlog and get things to people faster. So when somebody make a point like that, you know, you have to say, if this is what it's going to do, if NaRRA is going to get resources to people faster, then we can't argue with it. You know what I mean? Can't argue with it. You know, but for some reason, Minister Morgan won't come on. He'll come on your program, but he won't come on my program. I invited him many, many times, and eventually he said that I'm an antagonist and that I'm trying to, what he said, essentially saying I'm trying to get rid of Andrew.
We're trying to bring down the government.
I'm trying to bring down the Andrew Holness-led administration. And it's not true, because here's the thing, it depends on how you view criticism, you know, because criticism is a way for you to do better. It's for you to say, oh, I didn't realize I was doing that way. Or I did it with best intention, it failed, let me try something else. Let's see what your idea is. So that's how criticism should work. It shouldn't be to tear down people. It should be to point out to people that you're going in the wrong direction.
Exactly.
Now, you're going in the wrong direction. Like this administration, in many instances, they've continued to go down the wrong path. Then at some point you have to draw the line. But
let me say something here, Miss anybody who know Jeffrey Tavares, come on to Marlon Morgan, and I think I'll apologize to him. I didn't do anything. Oh, hold on a minute. I think we have somebody calling here, Mr. Rattigan. Hold on. Good night. Equity Live. Turn everything in the background, Conrad.
Yeah, Jeffrey. Yeah. Quickly. I heard. Hold on. Ratty, how you doing? And all of you guys. Listen, I heard Wilfred say something a while ago.
Turn on the TV in the background, Conrad.
Yeah, man. Hold on. I'm saying that I heard Wilfred said something a while ago. You hearing me?
Yes, loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yes. Good evening to everybody. Wilfred Wagwan. As I was saying, that I heard Wilfred said something just now as it relates to Senator Morgan and and NaRRA. and said that if NaRRA is going to bring things to the people faster, you can't question that. No. With due respect, Wilford, I think you need to basically examine that statement not because NaRRA said that. Hold on.
Hold on there, Conrad. He said it on the basis that we asked Marlon Morgan a question, and he answered it by saying it will assist the people.
Yeah, but hold on. Let me finish, please. NaRRA, it doesn't matter how much NaRRA is going to assist the people. The concept of it, right, may have some, but how it is structured in its present form, it cannot be that an organization is put in place that will give Prime Minister unfettered access to billions and billions of dollars to spend anyway.
That is what. Hold on.
Allow me to finish the sentence, Papa.
No, hold on, Conrad. And that is why I'm saying to you, before you came on, Mr. Rattigan was saying the same thing, that they need to address certain things within the bill. Go ahead.
All right. So therefore, Marlon come and bamboozle and talk about this. NaRRA is going to get things fast to the people. At what expense will this happen? This is a situation that will give immunity to the Prime Minister and the person who head NaRRA in its present form, and that is why 28 civil society group came out in chorus, signed and said, no, this cannot happen. As it is 28 group, we have not seen that for the longest time. I had Michael Jackson from Jamaica for Justice on my program today, talking about the whole thing with Minister Chang is stupidity, and indeed the whole NaRRA bill that put out there, it is something that is destructive at its core, right? When you have a Marlene Mala who fought MP for West Central St. James and former Justice Attorney General and Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs come out and say, listen, this need to be withdrawn and it need to be redone. That is the magnitude of this thing. So Marlon come with this sort of thing, because that's the face of it, you know. That's the face of it. That's the trump card, right? NaRRA is going to basically get things done quickly. What it means is that if you have a road that is being built in St. Thomas, under the NaRRA, the Prime Minister can stop everything and say, listen, the Parliament, the new Parliament at Jamaica, me want to build, so I'm going to move every resource and get this done without anything for the people. That's the gravamen of the whole NaRRA bill.
Fireman.
In its present form.
Hold on,
yes.
Let me ask you a question. Did you hear my statement? Did you watch the program? Did you watch this program in its entirety?
No, I did not.
Okay. So what you should have done is you should have asked me, what do you mean that you agree with Senator Morgan that this is going to get resources to the people faster? Because if you had asked me that question, I would have referred you to my earlier statements. I said that the opposition, starting with opposition leader Mark Golding, did a masterful job in deciphering the bill and pointing out the deficiencies. Also, there are people on the JLP side who point out certain deficiencies, and in some instances, the deficiencies, same deficiencies.
I think one person.
Hold on. And I said that if remember, Jeffrey, I said one of the things I would love to see is that they change the bill to reflect the deficiencies pointed out by the opposition. And as well as Ms. Marlene Malabver, and that we could get a unanimous vote on the bill so that we can get resources to people faster. Those are the conditions and terms under which I would support what Mr. Senator Morgan is saying, that it's going to get resources to people faster. I said in its concept, it's good, but in the way it's structured right now, it is not going to work. That's what I said.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
We want to, Conrad, I'm sorry, we got to run because I've been here from
Yeah, man. I just weighed in, so it's good for the class because I must confess I did not jump in and so on because as I had to point out to Marlon that we are not into the business of him coming to dance up my listeners.
All right,
Billboard. We talk, Rebel. Bless up yourself. Big up every time.
All
right, Jeff.
Thanks. Yeah. There's one more person who kept saying that they want to talk to us before we go. Let me see if I can get a hold of him. He kept saying to me, somebody who wanted to talk to you a long time ago, Mr. Rattigan. Let me call him and see if he want to talk. You know what's going on? My phone ain't calling nobody. Well, we're hoping to get somebody in the phone, but we're not doing it. So we're going to run. Mr. Rattigan, have a final word to say to your people before you go?
Yeah, people, please go over to OJLDF and please leave your message and sign up for the TikTok because then I need 1,000 followers. Is that it, Jeffrey? 1,000 followers before I can go live. And believe me, we have a lot of things to talk about. And I just can't wait because here's one of the reasons. The program, the Jeffrey's program is structured, right? Mystics program is structured. My Wednesday night program is structured. The Saturday program is structured, meaning that we have topics that we want to talk about, right? And in a particular order. TikTok, I went on it last week and I had fun because it's not structured. You can just talk freely and you can discuss a range of topics without you can start on a topic and then switch to this and then go over here and go. You can jump all over the place as opposed to within a structured format. You have to kind of like work within the guardrails. And so that's one of the reasons why I am looking forward to going on TikTok. And of course, the ability to speak freely, I'm looking for that. I'm also looking to engage people. But I must say this, one cautionary word or one cautionary phrase. If you come over there, we're asking you to follow the same kind of decorum rules that you follow on a Saturday. Because if you come over there and you think it's a free-for-all because we're just talking about a whole bunch of things, then we're going to get rid of you off of it. I know some of you are still going to come and try your luck, but that's fine because we will have an excellent moderator in there who can spot these things a mile out. And once you start with your nonsense, then we're going to get rid of you because we want everybody to feel comfortable in participating in the discussion, even if it means you disagree. And to be honest with you, I'm really looking forward to people calling in or engaging me in a disagreeable fashion to say, I want to test the things that you're saying, Mr. Rattigan. I want to test them. How about this? How about that? I'm looking for that. Because if you congratulate me, it's fine, but it doesn't really help me to develop. I mean, the congratulations is fine, but I'm looking for somebody who can put my thoughts to test. They can test them and say, you said this, and I want to give you an example to show that what you're saying won't work. And at the same time, I want to give you an example that will work. And that's how we can progress as a people, when we can exchange ideas, when we can agree to disagree, and when we can agree to agree, right? So I'm looking forward to that. And Jeffrey, I want to thank you for having me. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been magnificent. And people, again, please go over to OJLDF and sign up for the TikTok so that you can see your boy Rattigan I talk up the things live and direct. See? All right.
Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. That is the TikTok page. Here it is.
See it there. See it there, my people.
One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation. It only has
29
followers. No, 91 followers, and he's following for 29. There's 91 followers. We need to get some more people over there.
Yeah, because what happened from last week, remember, I had to use my son's TikTok account. So everybody who following me, they're actually following my son. So now I have to come over now to this one here, because I have to go tell him to forward it or whatever they is very proficient with the online platform. So I have to go ask him for kind of shift it over to OJLDF. But that's what you need to do. Please go over there and do the right thing so that we can come on and start talk up the things live. Mega, make up yourself. Hey, Mega, you have to follow me, come here, play some wicked tune for Saturday night. If you're the tune of me, I'll play for Mega. The people say I'm wicked to Mega. Mega, I'm a virgin and I wouldn't do that. No, man.
So people go over to the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation and follow their TikTok page. We need 1,000 followers from Mr. Rottingham to start going live on TikTok. I started going live, but because of the restream situation, I'm not going live anymore, but we're working on that. And also we're working on a Make We Talk Now page where you can just see everything. We have something we're gonna put up on the page. It's a new look for the Make We Talk thing. Make it easy, you know.
No.
Mega boy. So, there's some new things coming over on the Make We Talk program. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Make We Talk program and go over to the One Legal Jamaica Defense Foundation TikTok page.
One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation.
Yes.
OJLDF. Yeah.
And
Go over.
follow.
Oh, one more thing, Jeffrey. I say out of Jamaica thing. Remember the letter regarding the Hague. Out of Jamaica, you are somebody that I would really love to get in touch with because you're showing an interest that in an area where I have an interest, and maybe we can talk about how things can be done. I have some ideas and I have some plans, and there's some things in the works, but we can talk one hour way still and work things out, and then we can bring it to the whole group after we kind of have it fully baked. We'll just bring it to the whole group and say this is where we are. But sometimes you don't want to talk about things before you do them. You don't want chickens before they're hatched. So out of Jamaica, pick up yourself. Thank you. And Mega, just know, say, brethren, you know the thing go between me and you, right? We are brethren, everything all right, man.
I'm going to end the program tonight with one thing, Mr. Rattigan, before. Why don't you listen to this before you go?
Okay.
Oh, Lord. Hold on there. One person that can hold on.
Again, why don't you listen to this before you go? Okay. Oh, Lord. Hold on there. One person that can hold on.
Call the program.
Why don't you listen to this before you go? Okay. Jen?
What, man?
Hello, good night. Make we talk. You're live.
Jeffrey, good night.
Good night. Turn everything in the background.
Yes, everything turn off, Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm.
Don't follow anyone go here.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm not to say.
That's all you have to say, Miss Philly? Yeah.
Yes, anyone gonna follow because I'm not gonna lead me astray.
What kind of show will lead you?
They say I'm not gonna lead me astray. Listen me good. So anyone will follow Ono, alright?
Hold on.
We done.
No, hold on a minute. I don't understand.
Argument Jeffrey want know. Alright, Jeffrey, read on.
I'm asking what you mean by say we leading astray. In what way?
Jeffrey, you understand the term, you're Jamaican,
No, I'm not.
I said, I will follow you all because on a never leave me astray. That mean, I'm not going to carry me when we go in good grace.
Yes, and get the flowers. Get the flowers. The flowers is very good. Have a good night.
What kind of flowers, Jeffrey? What kind of flowers, Jeffrey? What kind of flowers, Jeffrey? Talk to me now, man. You pick on me. Talk to me now, man. What kind of flowers? The artificial one or the real one? So, you know, so you don't pick with me, you know. Tell me now, man. You say you want to close the program, you know. I'm going to come to stay long. And the artificial one or the real one?
I don't know what you're talking about, man. All I ask you if you know about the flowers.
I don't know which flowers you're talking about, so if I ask you, you not tell me. You can't around the bush.
The June rose.
I'm going to last me in the maze.
The June rose.
Just a good night. You can't bother with you. You say what you laugh off in face. Don't follow me, yeah? Alright, good night. We're going to sign up now. We're going to sign up, good night.
All we have to do is just get the Jeep.
I'll fly the plane.
I'll fly the plane. Oh, God, you never. I did look there.
Miss Philly, if you see it. Miss Philly. Ask Miss Philly if you see it.
Miss Philly. I want to see something in the chat room about, anyway, make a behave myself tonight. It has been an exciting afternoon or evening. On the behalf of Mr. Wilfred Radigan, my guest, I am Jeffrey Tavares saying so long. Have a good night, everybody. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel because you're so nice. You not get the Jeep, you know. Just drive the Jeep and signal the plane. Miss Philly, get the rose, get the rose. Box that. Me not answer your phone. She a call, but me not answer. Hold on there. Good night, Miss Philly.
Saying so long. Have a good night, everybody.
Miss Philly.
I want to talk to me. I want to hear that we loud so far. Come on, talk to me, Jenny. Me and try reading action.
We gotta run, Miss Philly. We gotta run. Gotta run. Have a good right here, I call you. Good night, everybody. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Make We Talk YouTube channel. God bless you all. Good night, everyone. Boy, this is something else. I will tell her good night for you all. Good night, everyone. Where is this thing? Okay, here we go. Oh, Lord.
As children, we learn the true meaning of being a hero. Being a hero requires great sacrifice for others, not just ourselves. We learn about the heroes of Jamaica's past and how much of themselves and their lives they had to give in building a nation we should be proud to call home. They believed in a Jamaica that was more than just a country, more than just an island, more than land surrounded by water. They believed in a dream of a free nation of people, a nation built on the foundation of their sacrifices, a nation of many people working as one, a nation that would continue to produce legends and nation builders that serve towards that vision. As children, we were also taught the National Pledge, a solemn promise, an undertaking. I would like to believe Sir Hugh Sherlock, while writing this pledge, understood the vision and dreams of our heroes. It's clear being a hero is too much to ever ask any one citizen. Luckily, the pledge does not require heroics of any of us. It merely asks that we honor our heroes by striving to advance our nation and ultimately inspire the world. Like they and many Jamaicans have done. It's important we remember those words. These words. Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body in service of my fellow citizens. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. If you are like me, a Jamaican born and raised on this land, maybe you will remember saying those words, singing that song in a classroom or some general assembly. If so, like me, you made a pledge. Somehow it seems like many of us have forgotten that. The crime and violence, the indiscipline and short-sightedness, the corruption, the lack of respect for our beautiful lands we are blessed with, and the waters that surround and nurtures us. We have to do better. Let us honor our heroes so that they would not have sacrificed so much in vain. I hope this video can make a difference to even one soul. If so, it would all be worth it. If you feel the way I do, share it. May my voice become yours. Thanks for watching.
Right. You're laughing at me, Philly. right, cool.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk.